After many moons away from the city of Calgary, we finally went back there a few weeks ago. And we're so happy we did. With the help of a dozen terrific performers, we produced some great comedy that you will be hearing over the coming weeks and months. And it all starts today. The first comedian we're going to play got her start performing in karaoke bars. Hey, wherever there's a microphone, you will find us. My favorite thing about her is that when a booking agent told her that she shouldn't tell her jokes because she is a female, she used that as motivation and signed on to work with a national comedy club. That was 10 years ago. Thank you, misguided booking agent. From the stage at Yuck Yucks in the Elbow River Casino in Calgary, let's kick things off with Lisa Baker.
I moved to Alberta about 4 years ago. Just decided one day I wanted to live here. Came out here, got off the plane, realized you guys kind of talk funny. Yeah. I had never met people talk so slowly before in my life. It was a little weird for me. I didn't understand it. I got a job in a shop with a bunch of guys. That was interesting. Because they like to make fun of the way I spoke, right? And they wouldn't make fun of stuff I said. Just random stuff. They wanted me to say specific words. So every day they'd ask me the same question. Hey, Lisa, how'd you get to work this morning? I drove. Oh, yeah? What'd you drive? My car. Really? Every day with this question, boy? Sure, you knows I drive a car. Because I parks it in the parking lot next to your piece of garbage car. Every day. So every day I would drive to work and I'd practice. Car. Till eventually I bought Rosetta Stone and I learned to speak English. It's weird for me because, you know, I've met the other newfies, right? The ones with the real strong accents. You know, it's a little difficult to understand them. And I work with one of them. And the boys would say, how come you don't sound like that guy? I'm like, nobody sounds like that guy. I don't even think that's an accent. I'm pretty sure that's a speech impediment. Stop making fun of him. It's rude. But I'd met them, right? And I grew up in Newfoundland 35 years, and I try to explain to people there's two different kinds of newfies. So there's what's called a townie and a bayman. I'm a townie, right? So I grew up in St. John's, Newfoundland, far east as you can get and still be in the country. And then the rest of them are baymen. Right, so they grew up in these little tiny, middle of nowhere towns, population like 50, right? There's like just them and their grandmother kind of thing, right? And when the fishery died, they came out first. Now in hindsight, it probably wasn't the best crowd to send out to make the first impression. Probably didn't think that all the way through, you know? But I understood because I'd met them. And I tried to explain to people when they couldn't understand why I didn't sound like other newfies, right? I'd be like, well, I'm from the city, right? So like they're from like little teeny towns, Allowport. So I had things they didn't have, right? Like school, right? We had that. That was a big one. The school. Originally when I moved to Alberta, my very first job was bartending. And when I first started working, there was this little small town just outside Edmonton. Everybody knew each other. And I'm working in the bar, and of course everybody in the town wants to meet you, the regulars, right? They come in the bar every day, they know everybody. They come up, hey, where are you from? I'm from Newfoundland. Oh, you know Newfies like to drink, hey? Well, us Albertans like to drink too. You're adorable. Yeah. You take your Coors Light and your clam and go sit in the corner, okay? Drink. Mine out. And oh, guys, another little bit of advice. You don't go into the bar and ask to make a mojito. That's probably not smart, right? Guys that come in, can you make a mojito? Do I look like Tom Cruise? No, I can't make a mojito. You can get a rum and coke and like it. You don't go into a bar where the parking lot's not paved and ask for a mojito, all right? That's just common sense, okay? You're a grown man wearing Carhartts and steel-toe boots. What are you doing? But that's where I met the newfies first, the other newfies. I was working in this bar, and this newfie came in one night. And he heard me speak, so he got very excited, right? Because, you know, imagine how rare it is to find another Newfoundlander in Alberta. He got so excited, he started trying to get my attention. He just, hi, missus. Oh, hi, missus. Missus. Oh, no, missus. Hey, yeah, no, you, yeah. Over there, lo, yeah. Mrs. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I have to talk to this guy. So I go over and I say, yes, how can I help you? And he says, now, Mrs., where are you longs now, eh? And I said, I'm from Newfoundland. I knew what he said because I'm bilingual. And at that point, he just launches into his whole life story. I guess we're married now where he's from. I don't know how it works out there. It doesn't seem to be a lot of laws and stuff. So he just tells me his life story. He just immediately takes one breath, gives her. Oh, yeah. Me and the missus, eh? That was it now. Back home, sure. That was it, not ours for a lot of fishery. Couldn't make a dollar, couldn't make it on, couldn't get a stamp to get a BDI or nothing. I said, now we got to Alberta, eh? Goes out to Alberta, gets a job up north, working in the trades. Best calling missus on telling you now I'm up north now in the camp making all kinds of money, 21 and 7.5, getting the ringers and everything. Got a house, got a boat, got a truck, got a screw, got a quack, got it all, mate. Wow. So I asked him, I was like, how long have you been here? He goes, oh, I don't know. Must be about 10 years now, I suppose. 10 years? 10 years you've been here? Really? Jesus Murphy, are you even trying? So no wonder they all think we're stupid. I did learn very quickly that you can't be Newfie drunk in Alberta. And I have friends who say, Lisa, that's silly. You can absolutely be Newfie drunk in Alberta. No, you cannot. I've tried it. Didn't end well. And I should tell you that Newfie drunk is a thing that doesn't happen in Newfoundland. It doesn't exist, because there's no such thing as Newfie drunk in Newfoundland. It's just, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. That's it. But I got Newfie drunk here once. And the difference between being drunk in Newfoundland and being drunk in Alberta is simple as this. If you're in Newfoundland and you're at a party, it wouldn't be weird at all to overhear someone say, oh, tell me that's not Tom over there peeing in the corner. Followed by, go on, maid, leave him alone. At least he's using a plant this time. Totally normal, right? In Alberta, people phone the cops. Not cool, guys. I got Newfie drunk at a work function. Yeah. Work function, which in my defense didn't know Newfie drunk was a thing, just assumed I was drinking with grown men and they could keep up. Right? Yeah. It's hard being a Newfie woman in Alberta. The company was very happy with an order we had completed, so they wanted to reward us with a little get together, right? They want to have a little party. So the boys said, well, it's going to be a great time. You're going to love it. We're going to party. We're going to drink. The company's going to pay for everything. I was like, that's great. And they go, yeah, they'll even rent us golf carts. I'm like, what? Just golf carts. I say words out here that you guys don't understand. I call the hood of my car a bonnet, you know? When my hair's a mess, I'm like, oh, I got a head on me like a streel. You don't know what that means. It's not even a real word, you know? I get it. But I'm pretty sure party has a universal definition. And it doesn't include golf carts. But I didn't know that in Alberta, golf tournament is code for get hammed and drive around in golf carts. Right? Because I'm the Tiger Woods of that. So the company decides to have the party at noon because they figured if they had it at noon, right, we wouldn't drink as much. So I got up at 7. Drank my breakfast because it's the most important meal of the day. Right? Showed up at noon, hammered. Had a wonderful day. Woke up the next morning, realized what I did the day before, and knew immediately I was fired. Now I'm going to tell you what happened, but before I do, I will say that in my defense, I did not know he was the CEO of the company. So when I rolled up next to him in my golf cart and said, hey, how about me and you go over there behind that shed, law? You'll go in a boy, you'll come out a man. I didn't know who he was. Thought he was just some random hot dude on the golf course. Lucky for me, he didn't understand a word I said. Went around telling everybody, well, that Irish girl is charming. So later that day, I end up at one of the guys' houses. So this night I'm drinking tequila. We're at the boys' house, and one of the guys says, let's go to the bar. And I'm like, oh my God, yes, let's. Brilliant idea. And it was not a brilliant idea. I should not have been out unsupervised in public. But it is what it is, and here we were, right? So I'm walking down the street in this small town. There's like literally the street in the small town. And we're going to the bar, which is 2 blocks away. And I say, listen, it's 2 blocks. I might get thirsty. I'm gonna take a drink with me. So I mix a drink and I start walking down the street because I'm responsible, right? So I'm walking down the road with this drink in my hand, and I see something I've never seen before because we don't have them in Newfoundland, right? So I'm kind of confused, trying to figure out what I'm looking at, you know? So I'm like, boys, what's a peace officer? Okay, so I see the audience knows what peace officers are. Okay, I didn't. So then I just, being me, drunk and stupid, I scream out, oh, hey, I know. Hey, rent a cop! Cheers! They don't like to be called that. So he comes over, he's all mad, right? And he's like, ma'am, I'm gonna need you to pour out that drink. So I chugged it. And then he gets all, I told you to pour it out. And I said, yes, but you didn't say where to pour it. So I'm standing there and he says, do you want to go to jail? And I'm like, what? All this time, that's been a choice? I'm gonna look at the boys and be like, no, you go ahead to the bar. I'm gonna go to lock up with this guy. It's fine. I'm sure he'll drive me. It's cool. But then I realized I need to get out of this situation. I need to talk this out, get out of this, right? So I start trying to be charming, right? And I'm like, I'm sorry, officer, this is a huge misunderstanding. I'm actually a comedian, not a good one, I know, but still, just trying to be funny, you know. I said some things, you said some things, it's okay. Apology accepted, and I walk away from him. He's standing there with this look on his face like, did that just happen? Chases me, and he says, ma'am, seriously, what are you talking about? And I was like, buddy, listen, look, it's all good, man. Right? I'm from Newfoundland. It's good. And he's like, what does that have to do with anything? And I was like, buddy, I'm from Newfoundland. I can't go to jail in Edmonton. I don't know anybody in jail in Edmonton. At least when I go to jail in Newfoundland, I can play cards with my auntie. Thank you very much. You guys have been great.